In this video, I have compiled a list of concerns about relationships and their responses to Haruki Murakami. Here is a 30-year-old female reader's consultation to him. I want to enlarge my capacity as a person, but do I have to get involved with all kinds of people and be exposed to all kinds of ideas? It is very tiring. Up to roughly 87% of socializing is pure exhaustion. It is very tiring and almost useless. But about 13% is beneficial. It's a very difficult decision to make as to whether to focus on cost performance or to be patient in pursuit of that 13%. I think it is a good idea to alternate between periods of opening up to others and periods of relatively keeping to yourself. A 28-year-old woman consulted him. I am afraid of strangers. It is interfering with my life. How can I overcome my fear? Sometimes when I look at the internet, I can see the fear of human nature, and sometimes I get scared. So, I try to avoid looking at the internet as much as possible. I think you should try to avoid looking at things you don't like as much as possible. We all live with more or less dark parts in our hearts, but at the same time, we also have bright and wonderful parts to compensate for them. It would be nice to be able to actively trust those things. I am a 48-year-old man and married. I have no friends, nor do I want any. I don't understand at all what fun it is to hang out with other men. Is a person without friends flawed? Is it better to have friends? I think it is normal. You are not particularly inconvenienced if you don't have friends, right? Then, there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing to worry about. I don't think the number of friends you have is necessarily linked to your attractiveness as a person. This is an email to him from a 31-year-old woman. I had no friends when I was a child and was always alone. Perhaps because of this, even now that I have a family, I still feel lonely from time to time. Do you ever feel lonely? It is quite disappointing to be betrayed by someone you thought was a friend. I have been through that kind of experience, so I don't really feel lonely anymore. Above all, I don't want to be disappointed too much. This is a consultation from a 23-year-old woman to him. I am a weak person, and when I am accused, I run away from the person and withdraw into my shell. Please give me some advice. There are two paths you can take. Either you leave your shell firmly intact and live in it, defending yourself, or you break out of it and become stronger. My personal opinion is that neither is right. I am not recommending one way or the other. Everyone has their own personality and way of life. It would be best if one could be dexterous and somewhere in the middle between the two. This is an email from a 26-year-old woman to him. I feel that as I spend my days consciously trying not to get hurt, my sensitivity is becoming dull. I understand how you feel. But, to become an adult is to hide your sensitivities to a certain extent deep inside. We have to harden the shell of our hearts and make the lid thicker. Otherwise, we will not survive in this world. It is very tough to live with your sensitivity exposed. It will surely wear off in the process. In this way, one comes to live with two worlds. The world inside the shell and the world outside the shell. It is the adult who lives with a good balance between the two. This is a consultation from a 21-year-old man to him. Lately, I have been seeing so many things I don't like about the people around me that I am getting frustrated. How can I learn to forgive the things I don't like about others? It is better to think it's not a big deal and forget about it. When you think about it that way, most of the everyday things in the world are not that big of a deal. I probably touch someone's nerves, too. The best way to avoid getting angry is to avoid meeting with people you might get angry with, and I generally do this, but to be honest, it can be quite a problem in the world. How is it? Not wanting to be disappointed is a character trait often seen in the main characters of Haruki Murakami's novels.